I'm Hanna.
And I'm Nora.
And you're listening to
High Heels and Punchlines.
And today we're breaking down Season 2, Episode 14, The Fuck Buddy.
I thought it's Fuck Boy.
No.
Oh, sorry.
The Fuck Buddy.
Okay.
I feel like they didn't have Fuck Boy yet.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
wrote Fuck Boy, but you know, me with the quotes, I'm not good with them.
You're like Carrie's famous
What did she
line.
say? Oh, it's her famous line. Oh no, Big's famous line. I just want a funny lady.
And
It's
I'm like, that's
he
not
never
even,
said that.
It's like at the end of the day, I just want
a
someone
funny
who makes
lady.
me laugh.
I just want a funny lady who lives on Flatbush Avenue.
But we're gonna break down today's episode. Wow,
Yeah.
You would like know he's the one if he like listens to your podcast and then one day says that to you.
I think he has some issues now.
Wait, who's he?
Big?
Oh, I'm saying like you're
the person. Oh,
who
yeah,
you
yeah.
end up with.
Oh, because
like,
I was like,
listens.
I could end up with Big, but I think he's like going around stirring up the pot a little bit.
Yes.
Or he had stirred up the pot in the past.
And now we know about
and
what
now
was
we know
stirred.
what was cooking in there.
Yeah, and it wasn't good.
Speaking of cooking, you did not address what's on the table because we're having a party tonight.
Can they see it?
Nope.
In the camera?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, something
we
that
have
you
a cheese
didn't know
tray.
was there. You know
Whoa.
what I'm realizing?
What?
We got to think about feet moving forward too.
Mm-hmm. We'll tell Sam about this once good thing he's ready. Look at his feet.
You're right. We have some people that
we
follow
have a couple great things today. We have
like
a couple of
comment on our
followers
pod.
who are specifically interested in our feet.
But now we've kind of cut them off of what they're looking for with the way this is filmed.
Yeah.
So
I was just looking at the date here. So I'm
are
going,
they expired?
No. So
I had
but
like 5
the
slices.
goal of this, so I have a party tray of natural cheese. It's natural. And I thought because I was leaving for the weekend that we actually need to finish all of it now. But then I just looked and it says December 1st. So we actually have some time. But I was putting it out here to kind of be like.
I actually would have loved watching the portion of this hangout where you were like pushing the cheese on
That's
us.
exactly what I was about to do. I literally.
Well, I'll eat all the Swiss.
Okay.
I can't believe you don't like Swiss like that.
Sorry. Well, it works out in our favor. All right.
We have a very special guest.
This episode, we are not going to do what we normally do, which is talk for 20 minutes about the cheese.
Something about being alone.
That's the problem with the studio. That's the only thing.
Which maybe our guest being here will help us. Mm-hmm. But like normally we only have a certain amount of time and there's someone that's like the producers there were like watching the recording and it felt very like we have to make the most of our time. We're here, we're like it's like just us alone.
It's like how does the cookie crumble?
It's like how could I even talk about Sex and the City when like it's me and Nora?
Exactly. Also this episode, like what the fuck?
Episode, thank God we actually were saying thank God we have a guest for this episode.
Literally we were like this is so random.
We thought it was really weird.
Okay. Do you want to introduce our guests?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have a very special guest with us today. He is a Austin-based comic visiting New York. We're hoping he'll move back here. He's a stand-up comic. Woo. He's host of the Bad News podcast. You might have seen him in some of the big comedy festivals. It's Sam Castillo. Woo! He's going to slide in.
I was trying to stay out of frame.
It's so hard to introduce people on podcasts because I'm used to like hosting stand-up where you just keep
where
getting
they run
louder.
it. Yeah.
You're like, you've seen them all over New York. Get so excited. Make some noise. But it's like, that would be crazy if I screamed that. But anyway, welcome to the pod.
Yeah. Welcome,
You're
Sam.
You're here for a lot of reasons, but mostly because I just learned from my boyfriend, from Wolf, that you love Sex and the City.
It's a good show.
Wow. So you've seen it all.
Yeah, I had to skip a couple of season 6. It was brutal. So bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you watch the movies?
No, I've heard they're so bad.
From who?
From my roommate. He's a big fan of the show as well.
I mean, it depends how you define bad. Like, good bad.
Some of it's good bad. Like, it's overall bad that randomly Liza Minnelli was officiating a wedding. But
it's problematic for sure.
But her being there singing at this wedding was overall good bad.
And I don't know who that is and
Liza
why that's
Minnelli?
bad. I don't.
He's a straight man.
But it's like Arrested Development.
I know, but still.
Have you watched Arrested Development?
I've seen a few episodes.
You know the woman who has, what is it? Vertigo?
Oh, the one.
Lucille, that's
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
Lucille, that's
yes,
not
yes.
the mom?
Yes, yes.
That's Liza Minnelli.
Oh, no shit.
But she's like an icon. She's like a musical
How's a
Broadway
musical icon?
I had no
dancer
idea.
icon.
Yeah.
I thought that woman was Latina. Dude.
Wait, I think she is.
Minnelli
right?
sounds pretty Italian. You
Yeah,
know?
actually it does. I get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, we have a couple questions though for you
Sure.
about Sex and the City before we get into this episode.
Let's go.
Okay, so we normally ask our guests like which Sex and the City like core girl they think they are,
Okay.
but we feel like we want to know maybe what guy you think you are or what girl you'd want to end up with.
For
And
sure.
what guy you'd want to end up with
For
as
sure.
as the girl that you think you are.
For sure.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, everybody, man or woman, wishes that they were Steve.
Thank you.
Come on. That's the
Thank
go.
you.
Steve is
Speak
the
for
go.
yourself.
Well, because
Why
they
do you
ma-
think he's? I think
I'm
he's the
moving in the
best.
chair. It's going to be a whole.
Because they make him to be
The squeaky today.
like the idealized thing, where it's like, oh, because they want, all the characters want a woman that can, or a man that can. Everyone wants somebody that can provide financially. Boom, he has a couple small businesses. He eventually, but like you get in on the ground floor. It's like kind of the love tales. You get someone in
Yeah.
before they make their bag, and then boom, you don't got to worry about
That's
money.
Is
what
he
I'm up
really
to with
making
Wolfgang.
his bag in the end?
Yeah, it's like a
Yes.
couple bars. You're at that point, you're probably making what, $500,000
Yeah,
a year?
but
in
like-
New York City, if you own a
apartment
couple bars,
in-
at least half
Yeah.
a
Just
million.
like that. They have
Yeah.
a nice place.
Yeah, that
He
is.
have you watched it Just Like That?
I've heard it's really bad, so I didn't watch it.
See, okay. I don't. Hold on. Okay.
I feel like they got it. I feel like they got it. They
I'm
got
worried
it
about your
done.
fandom.
The show was for 7 years, so I feel like they got it done, and then everything
Yeah.
else is like, okay, obviously someone slid a check, and they were like, the cast was like, obviously, let's do it.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, but I
think
like,
it's brilliant.
I feel like the true no shade, but I feel like the true fans
Yeah.
love to hate it.
yeah, you.
But they don't.
It's
they're not
beautiful bad.
skipping episodes.
It's like sports. You kind of love when your team is bad one year, so you can be like, oh my
Yeah.
god, this team.
Yeah. Like, can you
The
do
Mets.
better?
the
Yeah.
Mets every season.
And then it makes- yeah.
Oh wait, so you think you think you're Steve, or you wish you were Steve?
I think man or woman, I think everybody wants or wishes they were a Steve.
You kind of look like Steve.
I appreciate that. Steve's great.
Are you in
Yeah.
a relationship?
I am.
Does she like the show?
Yeah.
Does she think you're Steve? Does she
No,
like
she
Steve?
let me know real fast.
Really?
She's like,
Not
you're
Steve?
you're no Steve. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, that's fair.
Does she?
Who does
are
she
you?
think? Who does she think you
Oh,
are?
she told me real fast. She's like, you're an Aiden. It's tough.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, that's nice.
amazing news.
That's like nice.
Why wouldn't you want to be Aiden?
Are you a woodworker?
No.
He's a
Oh,
comedian.
sorry.
I'm a
You never-
I'm a
we've
sous
met-
chef and a comedian.
We've met some comedians who
are
are
woodworkers.
woodworkers.
Right.
Okay, so
said
she
gay?
That's a whole other. That's a whole
So
other.
she-
Story.
That's different than carpenter.
It is.
Yeah.
It's and we weren't really impressed with what we saw.
His woodwork was subpar.
He's still working on it.
Sure.
So she thinks you're Aiden. So she's probably like big chillin'. Like she's like, I've made it. I have Aiden. Every girl wants to be with Aiden. Just so you know.
Really?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's like a
Oh,
huge
interesting.
deal.
Everyone gets mad at Carrie because she's so terrible to Aiden.
Horrible.
Because she's like obsessed with Big, who's
Right.
like treats her badly, and that's obviously what she wants.
Right.
And then here comes Aiden, who's like kind and supportive and patient and treats her well and is trying to make all her dreams come true. And she just keeps being terrible.
Yeah, but
to
a lot.
him.
I feel like a lot of women don't actually want that.
Well, that actually.
Well, that's like the whole
that
thing
gets
of the
into this
episode.
You
What
watched
did-
this episode?
I did.
Yeah,
I
it's
rewatched
Good.
it. Yeah.
Good.
And they're saying
And
how
what do
women
you-
just want to
do
be
you-
with jerks.
What do you think?
I think what women want to feel like that they tamed the jerk. They want to be like, oh, I took this guy who was like this, who was out there just being terrible to everybody, and I was just so
Wonderful.
myself that he kind of just chilled out.
Wow.
I feel like it depends
Wait,
on the
that's so
level
real.
of jerk.
And that is actually what straight women want.
It is. Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody. I don't think I'd actually be with an Aiden. I think it's easy for me to say like, oh, I mean, obviously I'm very happy with Wolf, but like before that, I'd be like, oh, I wish an Aiden would come in with just like money and patience and let me be myself and fix everything for me. And then he'd
Right.
get there and I'd probably be bored out of my mind.
Right.
Well, she yells at Aiden a lot, Carrie.
But
So
she's
I
making
think-
stuff up.
Yeah, she's creating problems for fun.
Because I think she liked Big, like fucking stuff up for her, so she had something to be up in
Right,
arms about.
right.
When I met my girlfriend, I
Yeah.
was very emotionally pretty unavailable, and I just was like, at first, because I just gotten out of something really serious and very long. I'd
Yeah.
like lived with my ex before her for like 3 years, and I met.
Did you have a pet?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, that would have changed everything.
No. A lot of my I really like a lot of my. Do you want a piece of cheese?
I'm good for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna have one. I told you.
Get in there.
It's warming up. So
Actually,
whenever
it's
you're ready,
very warm.
it's getting a little warm. But yeah, no, I'm just like I have a friend who broke up with their partner and they had. And
They have
I'm
to
not
go-
talking about Stinky. I'm talking about just like
What's the name of my dog?
I'm talking about in general, like having
Yeah.
the pets when you live. I don't know why I brought it up, but
you
you
just
know,
want to know. It's okay.
I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what girl would you want to be with?
But again, these are all like strict things. Like I'm not 100% innate, but like out of the men
Well, you
and the
seem
show,
to kind of think though that you kind of want to be a Steve.
yeah, he's the easiest going.
He is pretty chill.
You
And
kind of
he's-
just sounded like Steve. For
Yeah,
a
that's because I'm
second.
losing my voice.
Yeah, Steve is like the best. He's hot, easygoing, loving, good in bed, loyal. Other than that one time and 2 times, but other than those 2 times, he was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love Steve.
yeah,
I think Wolf is Steve, except Wolf would never cheat on me 2 times.
nice,
That's not part of his story.
good,
That is good.
hell yeah,
And I would not be Miranda in those situations. I would not take him back.
nice,
Note to Wolf.
yeah,
The way you just looked at the camera.
right.
He speaks so highly of you. He was like, it was like a little
Steve?
queer coded. No, he's Wolf. The way he was
Your
talking
boyfriend,
about you.
he speaks
Yeah.
highly of me.
When I told him
That's
about
good.
today,
I'd
he
be
was
awful if he was like, yeah, he really ran your name through the mud.
Wolf hates you. Okay, sorry. What? So you think you are definitely Aiden, but you wish you were Steve, which is like so different from.
No,
like
and we think he's Steve, and he thinks he's Aiden, and his girlfriend thinks he's Aiden,
Yeah.
and he thinks he's kind of Steve.
I don't think.
But
I'm,
what girl would you want to be with? As Sam.
as Sam,
Yeah.
it's tough because they're all bad answers, right? These are like the extremities of
Whoa,
personality
whoa,
types that are
whoa.
not
That is
real.
true. That is true.
Oh, okay,
that
yeah.
the show wrote each character revolving around like one type
Right,
of personality.
right.
Like
Right.
Samantha's
So-
sex, Miranda's career.
Yeah, because you think about like probably who's like the most human is Miranda.
Oh, this
Right?
is really interesting.
Yeah.
Every guy is just saying Charlotte.
Well, because they want the one who's like the most virginal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is Charlotte, but then she really just fucks as much as everybody else.
Yeah, no, but I feel like they want Charlotte just like because she's hot. I don't even think it's the caretaking thing.
Yeah, but that's like funny to like. I guess as compared to who? Carrie, Samantha. They're all so hot.
They are all really
Who do you
hot.
think is the hottest? Like no personality included.
I don't know. It's tough. I guess because the personality is such a part of what's hot.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte just like love all the girls. They're all hot, successful, funny women in the
Right.
show. Charlotte, though, for me, she looks like a sexy porcillian doll. Like
She
she's
does.
like
She's
stunning.
very beautiful.
As someone who also has bug eyes, she's a bug-eyed freak.
What?
This is how she'll like. This is like literally
I
how
keep
at
thinking we're
every
on the same
dinner.
page, and then
At
you
every
say
dinner, it's like the camera pans to like a feature of like each girl, and it's like it'll be like Samantha's tits, and then it'll be Charlotte's eyes.
I've
she's just-
never noticed
Where they're,
that.
I just remember like my roommate, he does like a good impression of all of them, and his Charlotte's Claire.
We should have had him on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where is
Whoa,
he?
what the fuck?
Who's this guy?
Greg Phelps.
Is he a stand-up too?
Yeah,
Has he
he's-
ever come to New York?
No,
He's got to come.
he's got to come.
He should move with you
Yeah.
and your girlfriend when
No,
you guys
he-
move here.
He would hate
Does
New
your
York.
girlfriend want to
Okay.
move to New York?
Eventually, probably. She's just
Cool.
still. I mean, we're very new.
Oh, okay. How new are you guys?
like a month,
Oh,
probably.
you should
I,
ask her.
I mean, she has to. You know.
You
but-
should pitch it.
You should say, "Hey, come on."
Wolf waited like a year and a half before saying like I think I'd want to leave New York in the next couple of years, which I actually thought was worse. Because if not
Yeah.
saying I wouldn't have dated Wolf, but if he told me a month in, like just so you know, like I think we should move to Texas, I'd be like, just so you know, never gonna happen.
Right.
But now we're a year and a half in. Well, now we're over 2 years, but like,
Right.
and we're in love and things are going well. And then he says that, and I'm like, I can't imagine him leaving. But if he had said it a month, I could have just dumped him.
Well, she's very shy, so I don't want to throw too much of her personal life out there.
Okay.
She's
Wow.
but she has to. She has like a program that she's gonna work with, like a nonprofit that has like. Well, she'll have to work to 9 months, 10 months in New Orleans. So she's going to be there. So we're going to be doing long distance.
So you're going to have to try
wherever I go.
Okay.
So it's like either I'm in Austin doing long distance with her or here. I just got to move wherever the comedy's going to be better for me, and then we'll make it work.
Yeah, come here.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And you guys are so new. Like, it'd be crazy if she moved with you, right?
Well,
I guess when would you be moving to New York?
it doesn't matter if we were together for 1 month or 3 years. She needs to go where she needs to go for 10 months to continue her career.
Right, her finish.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know.
She's having her Miranda moment.
You sound like such an Aiden.
Yeah. You're like, it doesn't matter where she's going.
Steve would be like, "You're leaving me?
You're leaving me in the bar?
He'd be like devastated.
What about the bar?
She wouldn't, I don't think she would be like opposed to living here or
Well, we're
Austin,
rooting for you guys. And
thanks.
tell her
Rooting.
big incentive if she does move here. She can meet us.
Yeah,
and
she'll have 2 girlfriends.
and we can go on double dates.
Great.
And I'll stay on the side.
And
hang out.
and then you
No. I mean,
Hey, you've got a cat?
No.
You can be with Greg.
He's
Greg,
gay.
No, I said
He's
that.
gay.
My roommate's gay.
I said
so-
it. I said it actually really genuinely. I was like, and I'll just be there on the side.
It kind of sounded like, and I'll be
No,
there.
I actually meant, I was like, I'll just be there.
Yeah, well,
Just
because
hang.
if we're all separately friends with her,
I'll bring one of my creepy randoms. They'll be fine.
Great. Real
Yeah.
creep.
They're really
Nora
just
meets
amazing.
quite the cast of characters.
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
been maybe one of my woodworkers.
one of the woodworkers.
Like a wannabe carpenter. That's like, I've only watched like 2 or 3 episodes of
Yeah.
the show Girls.
Yeah.
But that's like Adam Driver's character in the beginning was like, he's like, I'm a total carpenter and like can't hold a hammer.
I don't want to
watched
get
Girls.
too into the person because I think that he listens
Listens?
to this,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
he
I
was
actually do
Adam
think he
Driver.
does, too.
He was Adam Driver
Yeah, wait.
to a T.
Which that type of guy I find hilarious because like I work with my hands, I work in a kitchen, but like my dad's an actual carpenter.
Yeah.
And so whenever I meet those guys who are like, I'm a total carpenter, I'm like, dude, you don't.
You're not. You would
Sam,
die
you
if you had to go on a
if
roof.
You would lose your fingers and
if
hands.
you were in the room with me when he showed me the spoon.
You would have.
Spoon. Because it's art and it's math. It's so much math is what carpentry is. It's being so precise.
My dad was
Yeah.
a carpenter.
Yeah, you get it too.
I get it.
That's
Carpenter's
really
daughter.
hot. And your dad was hot.
My dad was really hot.
That's
It was
really
ridiculous.
cool.
He's dead now, but when he was alive, you would have been way
Such a quick
hotter.
turn. You're like, your dad was hot. He's dead.
He's dead.
All
Well,
right.
because we kept saying he was hot. He was a carpenter, so I was like, okay, maybe if you
Right.
haven't picked up on the
Yeah.
was.
Cool.
Hannah and I have a lot in common. We
Yeah.
both had hot dads that are dead now. So,
Damn.
what's up with your dad?
He's alive.
Okay.
Still carpentering.
Carpentering.
Now he just
Is he whittling?
He's a superintendent for construction sites now. So
That's hot.
Is he hot?
He's a good looking man.
Wow.
Single?
No, he's
Married.
He
no.
could have come on the date.
Very swarthy man.
Would you ever go on
you
a
have a
double
photo?
date with your
sure, I
dad?
could
If
pull the photo in a sec. Well, let's do that. We'll do that off air.
would you ever go on a double date? I just was taking this in a weird turn.
We like wanted to.
I was like, would you go on a double date with your dad and
his wife, my mom.
No. Sorry.
Have
Who's
I?
your father's wife?
Yeah, dude.
She's a great lady. No, I'm sorry. We'll take it back to the episode.
We
Anyways,
do want to talk about this episode because 1, we have to, and 2, because we thought this episode
was
so
so
you've watched a lot of
weird.
Sex and the City. We feel like randomly there'll be an episode that's so like
It's like the A-B plot is so crazy and the C plot is like gone.
Like they're not moving the characters anywhere. It's so random. And you know how like in writers' rooms they have like all the post-it notes on the walls with ideas.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we watch episodes and we're like they just pulled 3 down and
So-
they were like this is what we're doing.
So the whole show has like an overall direction that it's going, right? Which is to disprove the thesis of the pilot. That's the whole point of the show, is to disprove the thesis. Like the opening scene is them having Chinese food, being like, hey, turns out we don't need to get married. The show ends with all of them getting married or almost basically getting married. So
Right.
the whole point of the show is to disprove the first episode.
Okay.
How we get there is the whole show. Each season has a different arc, right? But like, yeah, occasionally they just, like every show, just is like, hey, let's all take a break from the main plot and just look at one idea we want to explore. And that's what this episode is. This episode is
And-
the concept of the fuck buddy.
And we think that because we're still in season 2, like it's very clear they're still not 100% sure what's going on with each character. Like this is now the 3rd episode in a row where Charlotte does nothing. Charlotte has.
She had a big thing with the.
She had like a double date that failed, but like, you know, all the other girls, this is the last episode. Charlotte did nothing. She literally was at brunch and that was it.
Yeah.
And now this, she got like a really small plot. I feel like in the first season, they knew who Charlotte was so well compared to the other girls. They were like not fully sure what you're doing.
Yeah.
But now they're kind of like not sure what to do with her every episode, I feel.
Because you've deprudified her, so now you're like, well, what would this woman do now?
What's she going to be up to?
Well, she's still pruding. She was saying like, "Whoa, you guys go on multiple dates."
Remember when she didn't know what? Let me read the highlights.
Yeah, they had to teach the concept of what a roster is to her.
When she was
you
like,
can date more than one person at a
whispering
time
when
before
she's
you commit.
at yoga.
Have you done multiple dates in a night? Mm-hmm. Really?
I've
Have
had
you,
multiple
Sam?
sex in a night.
Okay, brag.
This was back in the day.
Back in the day. I guess I did last summer.
Yeah, we all
Sorry,
do.
it was really messy. I regretted it. Anyways,
I feel like
did
when you're single in New York, you get to some part of you, like the first couple years of being single in New York, every date like could be the one. Then you get to a point where like so many things don't work out that you're like, I don't give a rip. Like I'm gonna go on 5 dates tonight. I'll have sex with all of them. I don't care because like I'll probably never see them again.
So you did multiple in a night, multiple dates.
Yes,
I didn't do multiple dates.
All of them.
That makes me sound really trashy. But I didn't do like multiple dates. I just had sex with 2 people in one night.
That's cool.
But I didn't do. Could not see myself going on 2 dates. It's so exhausting.
No,
like
it
back
was-
to back.
This was a time when I thought that maybe before Wolf, I thought, okay, you've been single in New York for like 8 years now. Mm-hmm. Maybe like you're not trying. Like maybe you're the problem, possibly. Turned out not the problem. But I was like, I could be the problem. So I'm just going to go for it. Like any guy who talks to me online or talks to me in person, like I will ask them out or they will ask me out. Anyone. Like if I thought they were attractive and like we had something connecting us. Not just anyone. But like if I matched with a guy on Hinge and he was like, you're so funny, I'd be like, what are you doing tonight? Like I was like, I'm going to go out with these guys. I'm going to go on these dates.
You were making the first move.
I was like, I'm going to make these moves and I'm going to tell them what I'm looking for. And if they don't want the same thing, I'm going to leave. And if they want the same thing, I'm going to give it all my energy, which just led to like so many dates and like so much like normal average sex. But like I was really packing my schedule.
At least it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I don't think I had any
silver
nights
lining
that
here.
were, I think I probably only had a handful where I was like, that was awful. But like most were like, that was good. Everyone got what they wanted.
Have you done that?
Multiple dates in a night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe like, you know, in college I went on like I went to like a sorority date event.
Okay.
And
you were
then-
in a fraternity?
Yeah, it was for like 2 years. The first 2 years, yeah.
Okay.
Or even and then I still would go to those even when you're not in one. You don't have to be in a frat to go to those. sorority
really?
things.
Oh, wow.
You should get invited by a girl in the
You should
sorority.
try to get invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to those date event with like you're set up sometimes with like a friend of a friend. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
you're going to this date event with this person. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay.
So
and then
that's
there's
a
just
date.
zero connection at all. And you've been there for like 90 minutes and then you kind of get a text from somebody being, hey, I'm out right now.
Yeah.
And you just go, bye. And then you walk 3 buildings down and then you're on an actual date.
At
Where'd you go to
another
college?
Sorority?
Or just at they don't
At a
even have to
house.
be. Just like at a bar, you know?
Wow.
Because
Where'd you go to college?
I went to UT Austin.
Okay.
So you'd be like on 6th Street at like the bar that the sorority bought out.
I've never been to 6th Street.
It's just a big bar street.
Okay.
It's just for like, I don't know, a mile and a half, there's just bars.
Wow,
Gosh,
that sounds
sounds
fun.
And so it's like 30 minutes, it's like a 40-minute walk of just bars. And you just
Yeah.
get a text and you're like, oh, someone who I actually kind of know or like a little bit is 4 buildings down. I'm just going to politely leave. And
How did you say goodbye to her?
bye. Like,
Jesus.
no, it would never be like that. It would,
Now you sound like a
Men
babe.
are crazy.
no, it would never be. People, I did that on purpose because of like how crazy people make it out to be. But it's just when you're 20, you're using a fake ID in a bar, you don't even understand. You're like, they don't even give a shit either. They're
No,
like,
yeah.
you're like, hey, I think I literally just said, hey, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I said, hey, thanks so much. I'm going to go. And
yeah,
then
a
they
bunch
said,
of college kids
great.
on a street that's just a bunch of bars. She's fine. Like,
And
you'll find
yeah.
somebody. She'll find someone.
She
Oh,
was
I thought
like-
you guys were at a ball or something. Like at the.
They try to make it seem like that for about 7 minutes while they take the photos. They try to make it seem like that, you
it
know?
seemed like you guys were at a ball.
You're wearing a sport coat and a button-up shirt, no tie. You know,
no
it's like,
tie. You can go whenever you,
you can
want.
leave whenever you want.
Yeah, and so you're like, it was one of those situations where like you break out the tux twice a year or something, but you're usually just going a blazer.
This is so different from
And,
college.
like-
Yeah, I was in like a hippie
I'm not much of a tie. I
situation.
never was a tie guy. And then
Yeah.
but like it's one of those where you go, hey, this was fun. I'm gonna go. And then they're like, awesome. Thanks for like going to the dinner and then taking photos so I don't seem like a loser who couldn't get a date.
Oh, they said that?
Yeah.
Oh.
They'd be like, thanks for being a date. Now you can go. And I'm like, peace. And then you
I
just
would
go.
not have survived in this.
So-
Because like if I
Wow.
brought you and we had dinner and took photos together and you were like, I'm gonna go, like there would be hell to pay.
But it's one of those things where it's like,
But it's still me. It's me. It's
I,
not the girls.
I could not
Like,
imagine saying that
I'm-
to you. I'd be freaking out.
Oh my God,
I'd
I
be so
would've-
worried. Sorry, squeaky chair.
I'm like a little
so,
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that defines multiple dates in a night, then yeah.
Then yes.
Okay. Have
But
you
you've
done
never
that in
stacked
real
a date.
life?
Have I? What do you mean?
Like outside of college, have you ever done like a double date? Like after work, you're like doing what Charlotte did, or maybe on a Saturday you're doing a day date and then you're going out to dinner with someone at night,
no.
or was it only in college?
I just maybe like only 2 or 3 instances where the one I just defined. That's the only one.
If I'm
Okay.
being
Maybe if I
honest,
got like a coffee date one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I got coffee with someone.
Okay.
And then I'm like, all right, well, we have to continue our day. You got to get back to work or whatever the fuck. It's
Who do you think
3.
has the better shot though, the coffee girl or the dinner girl?
Ooh, because the coffee girl gets the first impression.
Yeah, but the coffee girl, it's also like you have to wrap it up because I got dinner girl.
and you guys are having coffees and it's during the day, but dinner
I'm in a
you're
better
like
mood, I'm
having
caffeinated.
drink. Oh no. Oh, I was thinking
Okay.
like if I'm going out with a guy for coffee and I'm going out with a guy for dinner, like
One's an
dinner
also,
date is getting a better
But
date. for
dinner
me.
date is also going to be someone you've already gone out with before,
Doesn't
right?
have to be.
Usually.
I mean, I would never go on a dinner date for a first date, but like
Never.
if I'm doing
You go for drinks.
if I'm doing
Okay, so,
coffee at lunch and
co-
drinks at dinner.
Okay, coffee.
No
you go.
food.
You get coffee with somebody at 2 in the afternoon, and you're getting
Okay.
drinks at 8. I think they equally have the same good a shot because
Really?
if the drink day is going.
Only one can get sex.
Yeah, sure, but like we're the drink day starts
You don't
at
know
8,
what kind of coffee
and then by like 9:30,
Yeah.
it's going so bad. I might text the coffee date and be like, "Hey, are you out tonight?" The thing I was at, I would just say like the thing I'm at is really terrible. I'm staying out. Do you want to meet up and grab like go see
Wow.
music
And
or
then
something?
coffee date gets to come
And then
back.
coffee date is like especially if we hit the coffee date went so well, and that's all you can think about during a mediocre or bad drink date.
Drink date.
Then you're just
Yeah.
gonna hit up coffee person. So
But
it's
in
really
terms-
it's all in the.
So you'd
it's-
say coffee has a better shot.
no because they could really screw it up too.
Wait, what?
So it's really just whoever's best, whoever you
Oh.
Whoever's
vibe
best
with.
gets the better shot.
Oh my god.
It's
But
a
you know
simple
what I was
answer.
gonna say? When
Oh
you were
my God, I
asking
don't know who to
if
be.
he got multiple dates in a night
Yeah.
and he was like really had to think about it. Men, I think, don't have as many options as women do. Like, I feel like women have men up their ass all the time. I feel like it's more likely that women are stacking dates than men are stacking dates.
Is that
Like,
true?
Depends, but yeah, usually.
I feel like women
Really?
have like multiple guys that want to see them, and guys probably have like one. Also, most guys I meet really can't handle multiple at a time.
I also just don't have that much time.
It's
Like
a
I have a
lot.
day job
Dating
and I'm
is
a
a
comedian.
full time job.
Yeah.
So like, who has the time? Especially like, you know, I'm with someone now, but like if I was single, carving out time to go on a date when you're a stand-up comedian who's going out 6-7 nights a week and you're making half of your money doing comedy and then you have another part-time job during the day, like
Good luck.
I'm struggling to find time for a one date.
How did you
Much
meet your
less.
current girlfriend?
She came up to me after a show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot.
And
That's cute.
was just like, hey, that was really funny, this and that. And then I was like, great. I'm not really like in the mindset right now to be dating.
Mm-hmm.
And then a month or two later, I was like, what are you doing right now? Do you want to like go get a drink?
Wow,
later?
that's gonna happen to me tomorrow.
So you guys met.
That's literally what
Yeah.
is
and
happening.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then a month later, you hit her up.
Yeah, like I don't know, 6-7 weeks later, I was like,
What's
hey, you know
tomorrow?
what? Like I got my head
Sorry,
screwed on
sorry.
straight. You want to grab a drink?
That's great. I'm glad it worked out. What's
This is
tomorrow?
amazing. This is amazing news. I'm just saying. I will talk about this later. But we have a similar situation going on. And if that's what's going to happen, we're in a
can
good
relax.
place.
I
I'm
mean,
going
it's-
to
I'm gonna read the highlights,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna read the
Okay.
highlights of the episode and
Okay.
what Carrie's question is,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll.
I have a question.
Okay, so
When
the
you're
highlights, the highlights are Skipper is back this episode,
Yeah.
which for people who've been
Huge
listening for a
loser.
minute, no, this is like a bummer for Nora. Miranda's dating an asshole. Carrie calls an old friend. Samantha has noisy neighbors, and Charlotte starts asking guys out. And Carrie's question for the whole episode is, are we all dating the same person over and over again?
Yeah. Do you feel that you have a pattern with the people that you date? Like they have one single quality that keeps coming up? Because let me tell you, I do.
I think that like there's only I don't know.
In case you ask.
I was gonna ask, but
Yeah.
to think, do I have a strict pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Really?
No.
Not
Like
yet.
they don't all have like one weird thing that they have in common. Like they all love to read or
Weird.
They're all
are
smart,
really
very well educated.
okay.
That's it. Like
They're all like really scary or something.
I've only really ever dated educated women who are more educated
Wow.
than me.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I feel like Nora knows this because she's met. I always date like the chillest men alive.
I've
really
dated richer, I've dated poor, I've dated
Wow.
religious, very religious, not religious.
What was dating
No.
rich to poor?
Um,
Did you have to start paying for everything?
When she was
no,
poor.
because like I think that like the women that are attracted to me, like it's like they want to buy something too, even if they're poor or if they're rich.
They want to buy something.
They want to buy
Like,
something
what do you
for
mean? Like paying for stuff, like food, like a drinks. What do you mean?
like a
Every
suit?
stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know. Like I feel like the women I date want a guy like they find me because I don't feel emasculated if they offer to pay for dinner.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, which is I guess the main trend is I just don't date women from where I'm from Dallas. I just don't like the women from Dallas.
You don't like
Oh,
the women from
really?
Dallas.
No, they're
Wow.
really usually like it's just a little too much.
Did you watch the new Netflix thing, the Dallas cheerleaders
No,
documentary? Do you know who they are?
of the Dallas Cowboys, yes.
Yeah. I didn't know they
Really?
were such a big deal.
This is the biggest. That's the biggest like football team and the most famous team.
Yeah, but if you
Well,
don't care about
you know,
football,
And
If
then
you're-
it's like the most famous cheerleaders of
well,
any
if you're
sports
like a
team.
woman
I
living in
actually-
this little studio, I mean,
I
how
knew
would you know?
about
You know,
the Cowboys. I knew they were the richest team. I didn't know their
Oh, really?
cheerleaders were world famous at
World
all.
famous,
I
yeah.
didn't know football teams had cheerleaders.
Have you met any of the cheerleaders?
No.
Okay. Damn it.
I don't know. I mean,
I know the cheerleaders for the Brooklyn Nets.
I
A
guess
lot of them
I-
were dancers at Pace.
They're not the Dallas.
my type is women that are
They're
like
very good.
confident, confident
same.
and smart.
Confident and smart. Okay.
That's about it. And then
Okay.
can also just have to have a good sense of humor.
Mm.
Every woman I've dated is very funny.
Funnier than you?
And not comedians. I've
Not
never dated a comedian. They're very funny. They're very smart, and like they're confident in themselves.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
great trend.
Trying to keep it healthy.
I would say all
Yeah,
of mine
that's great.
are pretty different, but chill is I've never. You can't be with me and not be chill because like I'm not chill at all. And I'm honestly like I'm like a handful. I
neurotic.
always date the chillest guys because like I can't imagine if I was with someone like me.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be
Hannah, for her
nuts.
birthday, we all went out to a Mets game, and it was me, her friend Claire, and then Wolfgang, and then all of her ex-boyfriends.
Like a couple of my ex-boyfriends who are my good friends, and
it was so
Wolfgang
fun. We had
And the
such a
guys,
good time.
Nobody gave.
No
a shit.
one cared.
Like it was.
It was. I honestly thought by the end we were all going to be like a group.
Wow.
Like I
think
kind of
we
started
are.
feeling it.
Claire was saying we should all go to Six Flags.
I don't like. I
know.
That's not going to be a good scene
Okay,
for me.
we'll think of a different event.
But yeah.
Another game,
But I would
maybe.
love to do that.
But usually people date in a pattern. There's a pattern. You can always find a pattern.
Yeah.
You know, now like if it's a bad pattern, you need to be an adult and try to work your best to not do it.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I've looked at previous if you don't look at a breakup, and look at what was the bad thing in this one, and then if you wake up and you're in a new one and the same bad things happening, you fucked up.
I feel like I haven't had the same bad things keep happening. But I've also Wolf is the only long-term relationship I've been in as an adult. Before him, the longest one I was in was 9 months. And it took 7 years to get to 9 months.
Which is important, but that's not that long. What's your pattern? What do you keep doing?
Oh God. I would say I attract people who are a little too comfortable with themselves around
and with
me.
you, yeah.
Yeah, who are a little too I think I don't know why, but I have the personality that makes people open up in a way that maybe it's going a little too far. And we learned some stuff really early on that I didn't need to know.
They overshare, which
Not
is rude.
Overshare, but also just are really oh my God.
They're in just fully themselves. They're not.
But then,
there's
out
no mystery. They don't do the being sexy, being mysterious
thing is
You gotta have mystery in the beginning of something.
Well, no, it's weird because when they're out in the world, they seem fine, and then when they come here, something happens where they turn into a weirdo. And then if I don't let them come here, then they leave me, which is what happened with the last guy. Crazy. Because I was I said to him, you actually can't come over because we've been having a really nice time. And every time a man walks into my house, he becomes a fucking weirdo. And he does something really weird. And he's like what? And I was like, you don't even want to know. It's fucking weird. I've had guys have panic attacks on the couch. I've had one guy try to force me to take mushrooms with him at midnight.
They're making
I was
big
stop.
proclamations to her.
Yeah, one was I need you to have all my children, literally on the couch. And I was like, okay. So it's just I think there's something about this space that makes people feel a little too comfy.
I'm telling you,
and I don't want to.
I felt like I'm on eggshells this whole time.
Really? Well, that's good. Maybe the curse is lifted.
Maybe you can't sit on the couch.
Maybe you
got to get them into the kitchen
and get a little
get the light up and get the camera on
and then
see
how creepy they are. But I do really love unavailable people. That's my favorite.
Nice.
If someone starts to like me, or if they text too much, I'm a really broy texter.
She really is.
I'm very deep fuckboy texter. I don't
the worst
text
men.
with I imagine the worst man possible texting you with no period, with no exclamation marks.
Are you a bad texter?
I'm just
as a guy.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good. Emojis.
Yeah,
sending nice little things. Or
I had
are you
to
dry?
learn. No one taught me because I didn't have a sister, but I learned.
Yeah, Nora learned and then had to unlearn because of work.
Unlearn because of misogyny. It was crazy.
And now she's on a
I worked in a construction zone for a very long time, and I was told, Nora, you got to cut all the girly shit out of your texts. Because I was managing construction workers, and they did not like the exclamation marks and the little frills. So now when I text, it's hard. Hannah's had to call me out and be like, I need an exclamation mark.
We like that. People like people. We like that you're excited when you're texting.
I
An
know.
exclamation.
I got to get back.
I thought you were saying people like that to her. That you're saying to her that she texts the way people and people who want emojis are not people.
He said that the unavailable comic was actually going to be fine in a month. He's telling us great things.
No, we actually been wanting a straight. Obviously, we want to talk about this episode because we swore we would, but we also have been wanting a straight man's perspective
that are on
some of the things.
We're honestly talking about the episode.
We'll just blast through right now.
We can jump to fuck buddies aspect of it.
Sure, go ahead.
So for this episode, it's all about either Carrie has a fuck buddy, Charlotte's trying to get a fuck buddy, Miranda's fuck buddy's an asshole, and she realizes he should have just been a fuck buddy.
Right.
And Samantha thinks her neighbors could possibly be her fuck buddy.
That was so weird.
But this episode, the girls are at yoga and they're talking about how they
screaming
all
at
have
yoga,
fuck
screaming
buddies. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever had a fuck buddy. I've never had one person that in between relationships or while dating, I could always call.
My friend and I were talking about this morning, even because she's a lesbian. So we were talking about this from her perspective and mine. Right now in our culture, there's no such thing as a light relationship. I feel
I feel like there's no one light. I can just call. I mean, obviously I wouldn't.
I feel like there was before. Maybe it was before the apps. Maybe the apps demolished that because now it's you don't have to always rely on one person. You can now search for another person every single time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
kind of wish I had. Because I was going to ask if you had a fuck buddy or if you had a fuck buddy or if you knew you were someone's fuck buddy.
Yeah.
Do
you feel like that?
Did you ever feel like you were somebody's, or that you had a girl you always could call?
I feel like I definitely in like between freshman and junior year, I was for sure like somebody's, you know. I mean, probably not in my head. I'm thinking I was, but that's so egotistical. Probably not actually. I don't think I was.
What were the signs? Like she would only call you after a certain time.
Yeah, just being a dumbass 20-year-old.
When I was in college, I was definitely.
I don't think that even counts. It's not even real life. So in reality, in real life, no.
Yeah.
In college, I was trying to get a fuck buddy. Like, if I hit it off with a guy and we had sex once and we agreed to be casual, or like we weren't going to see each other anymore, anytime I got drunk, I was like, oh, I know I can call Caleb. And Caleb was like, I'm not answering.
Usually how that starts,
calls.
Even if you have the idea of it, you even say it out loud, it leads to someone catching feelings, and then it continues and becomes something, or it dies.
Yeah.
My friend Zach Carter, I wanted to make him
and that's
my fuck
something
buddy.
That's something they didn't really tackle in the show, is like that the fuck buddy only worked for Carrie because it was always once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Because if it was like multiple times,
it would have fizzled out much sooner.
Yeah, which they did a great job of her like seeing the fuck buddy outside of a sexual context and being like
teriyaki
and being like, oh, this guy's closed-minded. He won't even have sushi. I can't date a guy who won't even try raw food.
Can I say a side note about him in this episode? I know that he is rich because he is like the Allstate. He's the mayhem guy, and all these Allstate commercials.
The actor, not
the
the
actor
character
in the show. But I do want to say, like, he is so hot, and like when they're hooking up in the beginning, like so charming. And I know he's wealthy and is gonna have work forever, but I feel bad that he became the Allstate guy and didn't become like the it guy in TV and film. I was watching this thinking like he should have been the hot boy of the 90s, but he probably took this Allstate gig because it was like consistent acting pay. And now he's always going to be the Allstate commercial guy. And watching this, I was like, he's so hot. He should have been like in all the rom-coms.
But maybe that's why Allstate wanted him.
I know, but like I was watching this, like
a hot guy. Someone's got to do it. Hanna.
Someone's got to be the hot guy Allstate. But like I think about him and I think about Flo from Progressive. Like they didn't want to be. She didn't want to be Flo from Progressive. You know, she was in Mad Men. Like, and he didn't probably want to be the Allstate guy. And I know they're rich and they have literally acting work for the rest of their lives. They're fine.
Yeah.
But he was so hot in this, and I've never thought of him as hot in Allstate.
I don't pity those people because here's why.
I do.
Because they chose that ad because that's a deep down what they wanted. They're not out there doing art house films. If they really loved acting, they'd be on Broadway across the street in New York City, or they'd be fucking doing art house shit. Instead, they're not.
I feel like
no. Instead, they're like, dude, I'm gonna make $20 million a year doing commercials. Awesome. Let's go take my whole family to New Zealand for 6 weeks.
I don't know. I'm pretty broke
Not
right
a bad
now,
life.
and I'm pretty like art centered. But if I got an acting gig, I in no world want to be Flo from Progressive. But I would be like, I would be the stupidest woman alive, being broke, trying to follow my dreams, not taking a consistent paid acting gig. And then you probably get pigeonholed and you get in these contracts.
Yeah.
But after this episode, I feel like he could have blown up as like an it boy. Well, I would absolutely be Flo and still be like sad I'm not on Broadway.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still mayhem. He's like 53. Sorry. I love him in those commercials. I would let you know if he passed.
I thought it was a different guy now. Maybe I'm mixing it up.
No, he's Mayhem from Progressive. You know when they're like,
oh, you're saying Allstate.
No, it's Allstate. He's sorry. It's Progressive is Flo. He's Mayhem. You know in those commercials, he's like, you can't trust when Mayhem's on the streets with you.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's him.
Wow. He's really hot. I don't know why I did that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
I see what you're saying.
More than
he shouldn't have done that.
But it's like when I watch him in his 30 Rock episodes and when I watch him in this, like I just see him as Mayhem and I'm like, but he's so hot.
What'd you think of his tattoo? Did you notice that little tiger? On the left arm.
I didn't notice it either.
Okay.
This really stuck out to you.
We both looked at it and then we both wrote something down. I was about to yell out, "You're writing about the tattoo too?" So I'm glad I didn't do that because it turned out you weren't.
Let's see. Wait, that was after they were in bed, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm writing. The Allstate guy is so hot. I'm sad that he's Mayhem guy. He could have been the it guy of the 90s. That's what
I wrote. Tattoo the tiger. Wow. Wait. What do you think of McFadden? That's the Allstate tattoo tiger guy.
Is that the actor or is that the name of the character?
The character.
Oh, what do I think of the character?
Like, do you think that he had a shot at all? Or like
do you
with
think he
Carrie?
even wanted that shot?
Do you think, I mean, it clearly didn't want Japanese food, but like what like, do you think that he had
it
a
never would
shot?
have worked because Carrie likes the whole, she ended up with a guy who's like European and she always just wanted to have like a very like culture artistic life.
Who do you think she ended up with?
What's his name?
Oh wait, no. Before Big and the end of the season 6.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
But before that, it was Berger, the writer.
Is it Petrosky? Is that,
yeah. Alexander Petrosky.
Yeah.
It was never gonna be that guy. That guy's too meat and potatoes and American for her, so we know it would have worked.
McFadden.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's his name.
What did he yell? He was like, "Suck it, me." What did he say?
Suck it to me.
Suck it to me.
And then he
Which
laughed.
I love. Charming. Come on.
I thought that was like his reaction to sushi and wanting the chicken teriyaki. I was like, all right, this is a little red flag. I feel like if I was on a date with a guy and the only thing that happened was sakatumi, I'd be like, that's fine with me. I could look past that.
You know, a lot of my family are just so landlocked that it took them years before they would eat raw sushi.
Really?
Yeah. Which is what
Are you a picky eater?
No, I eat almost everything.
Okay, that's cool.
I once dated a guy who was always like a chicken tenders and fries guy, and I was like,
there's only
we
one thing I don't
can't do
really
this.
like. It's beets. Other than beets,
oh, that's fine.
I'll
You can
eat
avoid that.
everything.
You haven't had one piece of the party cheese, but other than that,
it's
it's getting so warm. It's cooking.
The fridge is right there.
It's
Just put it in.
cooking up. We're in the middle.
Now that we know it's gonna last till December, we can just leave it out.
And I feel like it has enough. Like, I think I'm excited for it to be a little warmer.
My biggest notes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the best storyline this episode is Samantha. I think her like drinking and smoking and like masturbating in her
that was
bedroom,
like such a shitty joint
too.
What was going on with that?
Was
Who
just
rolled
so
that?
Crazy.
Yeah.
And her getting dressed in her lingerie to the nines to go knock on the neighbors' doors.
That was crazy. And then the neighbors aren't hot.
Would you ever do that? If your neighbor slipped a note under your door that they like would love to have you join and be a third, without knowing what they looked like, would you ever go over?
In this apartment, 100%, because everyone in this apartment, I'm like have some sort of hang with to a certain extent.
But if you've never seen.
Oh, but I like
in the
everyone.
Samantha situation.
Everyone in this apartment building is 30 and single. That's like our thing, and sometimes we all hang out and. Some of them are really hot.
Nice.
We've had some people, whatever.
Come over for cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And so I would say if
sweaty
someone
cheese.
said it here, I would be like, yes. Like my neighbor right there. Gorgeous.
But so in this apartment, even if you didn't know what they looked like because of the vibe here, you would go.
I would go because I think it's a fun, light vibe.
Would
if
you
I was
put
in
on lingerie and walk
no.
over?
But if it was a apartment building where there was like every single apartment here is studios, so I know it's like light. If it was like a full apartment with tons of different rooms, then it's families and yada yada. You can't take that risk.
Right.
You
Would
know.
you?
Not where I live. I live.
I wouldn't do that in Texas.
Well, I don't make enough money to live around that hot and rich people.
Okay.
So no.
What kind of building do you live in?
Aspiring tech people, which is the worst kind of tech people.
No.
Aspirational tech people with the 1-engine Teslas because they can't afford the 2 or 3-engine Teslas.
Wow.
And I'm just driving around in a Honda CR-V being like, I'm better than you guys and I have this car and I'm just a comic. You guys are gross.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely you
no.
wouldn't want to be a third.
Not where I live, no.
Would you ever want to be a third in a couple?
I mean, no. I mean, I'm in a happy new relationship, so no.
Yeah, but like I think in an earlier episode, Samantha says the best thing you can be in a threesome is the star. I think that's so true.
It's so real.
Like if Wolf and I are having a threesome, that's like so complicated, and we've had so many conversations, and then this person gets to come in and doesn't have to worry about any
Peace
of
out.
it.
Yeah, that's obviously the nicest part.
That's the best thing to be.
Yeah.
I feel like a threesome in a couple when there's been convincing and back.
Well,
and
we
forth.
saw what happened to Charlotte with that.
We saw what happened, and honestly, I'm glad not Miranda. I feel bad that Samantha has been jacking off and learning now that she has ugly neighbors. But good for them. This older couple,
good for
getting
them.
it on nightly,
Yeah.
spicing up their relationship,
Yeah.
randomly inviting over their neighbors. You don't see that often. I don't know. I don't know what you see.
They also had nice handwriting.
Yeah, they did. It was sexy. She though walking back to her apartment like gripping the wall was like a little dramatic.
That was a little crazy.
I love it.
That was a little
much.
wacky. What's something that you hate in your life that you love in sex, Sam?
This is connecting to Miranda's storyline, who's
That's something
dating an
that-
asshole.
because
Yeah.
she loves getting bossed around in bed, but hates
Yeah.
getting bossed around in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I hate? Probably spinach. You know. I'm flossing. Yeah, that's what I love in sex is flossing.
I don't think I have anything like connecting to Miranda's. Like, there's nothing that I love in bed that like could also be happening in real life that I would hate.
It'd be hilarious. I was like, eye contact. That's like sad on multiple levels.
Do you have something? Or do you have a real answer?
I wrote it
Other
down.
than spinach.
Do you have a real answer?
I'm really racking my brain for something that I like during sex that I hate in my personal life right now.
yeah.
I related to Miranda because their sex scene was really hot when he was like
When he's
of
like
the head,
arms up, legs
your
spread.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
hot.
that's great.
Yeah,
But,
that was.
oh my god, when he was like arriving at brunch with the girls and she was like cleaning up so he didn't get mad, I was like, this is like
Anger
yucky.
in men disgusts me. Actually, anger, like in general, freaks me out. When people get like really heated over stuff publicly, I'm just like, okay.
You're like, let's put a
relax.
top on that.
Yeah, like chill.
Then you meet the couples that's their whole thing. Like they love,
Yeah.
they live for the makeup sex and for like the romantic grand gestures
Yeah.
after fighting, and their whole life is making each other cry.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
It's toxic, but I know a lot of people who that is their ideal romantic
yeah.
life.
I don't
We're
know.
watching Love Island right now, and it's happening a lot.
it's
a lot of
that's
people live-
all that's
Yeah,
happening.
it's like
on there.
literally the only thing that's
So
happening.
many people live their lives like a bad R&B song where they're like, nobody fucking wants us to be together.
Yeah,
And it's like, we
It's like no one cares about you.
just go away.
yeah.
I can't get into makeup sex because like if I'm
Some of the best sex.
I won't have
Right.
it. If we fought all day,
Oh my
you
God.
do not get the reward of sex tonight and I don't get it either because we fought all day and I think it's gross that you get to have sex with me after I've been pissed off all
After
day.
you've made up and everything's okay.
I never make up.
Oh my God. Well, that's
It's like-
well, that's the real
Wolf-
answer is that
Wolf-
you're bitter.
Wolf and
You're a bitter person.
If Wolf and I fought all day today and then we like came to a reconciliation, and then he like wanted to have sex, I'd be like, ew, you pissed me off all day that you don't get sex just because I'm like not pissed off. Now I'm pissed off again.
Dude,
but then the
let
next
it go. Grudges are not
I
healthy.
don't like a connection of like sex and anger. It freaks me out.
Well, that's the whole point is that you're
Of sex?
You're not angry
of
anymore.
makeup sex is that if you're connecting makeup sex to hate fucking, that's on you. It's supposed to
you.
be literally makeup sex. It's supposed to be like we start with a little anger, but then it ends really sweet. That's makeup sex.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's because you're a guy. Like on a girl's point of view, like Wolf.
I don't know.
and
It sounds like that was kind of nice what he said.
Well,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, dude.
No, but
you're like, no, makeup sex is when you tell them that everything they did wrong again.
No. I don't do that. I'm saying more that like I feel like when I fight with men, it's like them doing like so little. Like me saying something upset me. And then be like, okay, sorry. And then me being like, okay, does anyone get why I'm upset? Does anyone see where I'm coming from? And I have to like beg. This isn't Wolf, but like in the past, I've had to beg men to understand why I was even hurt in the first place.
And this isn't with
And-
your current boyfriend?
No, this
Then you
is
got to
with-
let all that shit go.
No,
There's no
but-
need to carry it onto a podcast. There's no need to carry it everywhere
Well,
else.
that's what
It's
we do
gone.
on the podcast.
This is what we do.
chat about everything.
Everything's.
But I feel like in those situations where like they've done something bad and I've had to like literally beg them and paint out for them why I'm upset, for them to give me like the quickest apology when like I did all the work getting there. I'm like,
Right.
I don't know if we should. I don't feel like we should be having sex.
Well, it sounds like you didn't actually resolve the issues yet. So,
Well,
Yeah.
because
so then
the
therefore
issue
you
was
couldn't
them.
have makeup sex yet
I don't think
because
I've
you
ever
haven't
had makeup
solved the
sex.
issues.
Then I feel like I've never had makeup sex. Then
Well, now that you're in a healthy relationship, that's good. Once you guys are
I probably won't.
arguing, once you get okay, all right. Well, I'm telling you, it's some of the best sex.
The
grieving sex is really good. Hotel sex is really nice.
What's so nice about hotel versus at your house?
You can disrespect the room.
Okay.
That's not even my line. That's a joke from Tom Segura's act. But
really?
That's true.
What have you done to a hotel room?
You don't have. You can just be like, fuck this bed, not make it. You can fuck on the chair, on the desk, everything in the shower.
Couldn't you do that at your house?
Yeah, but then you have to like
clean it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess that makes sense.
I think the anger stuff would freak me out.
That's just
like
what
if
bugs
someone,
me. But that's like a whole thing of like male anger, aggression. I don't like any of that. Then ending in sex, it'll never be my vibe.
Yeah. I don't know.
This guy though, I can't believe Miranda spent. I mean, I guess it was because of the good sex, but like, why did she want him to meet her friends? It
puts her in a really weird position as like her character. Like,
well, she thought she could humanize him. She thought if he showed the guy what's important to her with the friends, and he would ease up. But it didn't.
He'd chill out. Yeah, he did not.
So yeah, let's victim blame Miranda for trying to include him in her life.
Do you feel like a relationship has to be difficult for it to work?
No, that's bullshit.
Okay.
Now,
this was one of the
but also it shouldn't be. It shouldn't. I'm so sick of like people being minutes.
Like. Yeah, that's
what that meant.
Okay, but it shouldn't, just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's worth fighting for. And also, if it's not easy, that also, like, I'm so sick of a lot of my. This is calling out a lot of my current friends. The second they find any turbulence in a romantic relationship, they're like, "I guess this just isn't working." I'm like, "Well, yeah, they don't agree with you on this thing."
What is like something that you have to agree on with girls, like for you personally?
I don't know. I guess like the basics of like I mean, just like, I don't know, not being racist would be tight, you know?
Yeah, that would be tight. For me, like, I didn't realize this, but like politics are actually really a big deal for me. And I didn't like, I knew always, but like, I got into so many fights recently with guys specifically about current events.
Okay.
And it was
Palestine.
It was really, really crazy.
I
had a guy who got me blocked on Bumble because of our fight about Palestine.
Damn.
We're gonna go there.
Well,
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the exact same politics as my girlfriend. I don't think you have to like have the same exact opinion on every issue, but I cannot be with someone who cannot understand and be like, I understand why you see that, but I don't feel that way. Like, I'm like very much like, own a gun. Like, if you want a gun, have a gun.
Yeah, I mean, you live in Texas.
But some people are like, I would never, ever date someone who is okay with having a gun.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I feel like you can disagree with anything. It's just all about.
It's all about like
talk about it.
You gotta the non-negotiables are like.
I mean, like Wolf and I disagree on a ton, but like in terms of like the big issues, we're both pretty chill at like talking and hearing the other person.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't really affect us. If we were both really stubborn about certain things, that would cause like a bigger issue.
The non-negotiables are open-minded and enjoys giving and getting sloppy head.
You need that? Oh, you need that. Okay, I thought you were saying you didn't need it.
This is life, you know?
Needs
life.
It's life.
Yeah.
We've got a straight man on the pod.
These are the
non-negotiable.
I love sucking on clit. She's got to enjoy that. I like getting my dick sucked. She's got to enjoy that too.
Wow,
That's
this
life.
is so different for the pod, and I'm loving it.
This is way
Here
different.
we
You
go.
guys disagree with me. You're like, head is horrible.
No.
I don't love
Actually,
head.
Hannah might be disagreeing with you.
I like giving head, but like I don't. I think also going back to the revenge sex. I don't look forward.
There's so much more to unpack.
I don't think I'm as horny as other people. Like, I'm definitely not as horny as these girls. Like, they're having sex with like a lot of guys when like I probably like.
No, they're not real people.
But like I think that's why I'm like, I must like giving, getting head. Like, sure, like revenge sex or not revenge. Makeup sex is the best sex. Like, sure, like
it's not the best, but some of the best sex.
But I'm saying I don't think I'm just like not horny enough a person to like ever talk about like, this was the best sex. Like, I probably just like wouldn't say that.
Being woke up in the middle of the night, sleepy sex. I enjoy being woken up in the middle of the night to have sex. Some people are like, do not wake me up to have sex. I'm like, yeah, wake me up. I don't care. I enjoy that.
I feel like most men are like, wake me up.
Yeah.
Like at any moment. Like, please.
Like, if you want to have sex with
Like-
me, wake me up. Do
Yeah,
not
like,
keep that to yourself.
anytime.
Wake me up.
Yeah.
Period sex rocks.
Wow. This is nice.
I'm trying to think of all the
I
ones
actually
that people
think
don't
that
like.
period
that I
sex
enjoy.
is the thing that like women are always so worried about, and men literally don't give a shit about it. Like I feel like anytime I'm on my period,
Yeah.
I was always like, just a heads up, like probably can't have sex, and they're like, we don't care.
I think for me, it's just that I don't feel sexy on my period. Like
For
I
sure.
feel
Yeah.
bloated. I have
Totally
cramps.
reasonable.
I'm just like not trying to have sex. I just
Yeah.
want to sit on the couch
So then,
and like.
yeah. So it's like obviously let's not have sex. Then. It's
Yeah.
not, you know.
But then I understand that some guys like are like, no, it's totally chill. It's totally chill, and it's like,
Well, it'd
I
be
know.
horrible if they were like, that's disgusting.
Well, there's also that.
guys.
yeah,
you
there's so
know?
shitty people out there.
Yeah. Well, I think the lawyer in this Miranda's guy would not have liked period.
He would not
period
have period
He would
sex.
have been like,
He's
"Are
not
you
based.
fucking kidding me?"
Not based.
What else did I write here? Well, I had a relationship pattern. I guess we didn't. None of us have a pattern.
Your
except
pattern
for me.
is
So it's
over
scary.
comfortable.
Yeah, I think I'm really trying to be more mysterious. It's really hard.
it's very hard to be
It's
mysterious.
so hard.
We're sharers.
It's
We're
so
sharers.
hard.
It seems like you got to be a lot more stern and less. Even though you're not a
No.
doormat person. You got to like push yourself and the next guy to be like almost the opposite anti-doormat, to where they're like, oh shit, I gotta like be on my fucking toes for a day or two.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not
And it'll just set a standard that you like, and then you can
Yeah.
ease into something that's comfortable without them being overly comfortable too fast. So you just
Yeah.
gotta set like almost like a bitchy standard a little bit,
Yeah,
and then you'll be able to ease into yourself. Because some
Yeah.
guys, just how like a lot of
I have
women,
to be mean.
a lot of women want to
Time
tame
to do what I'm doing.
a lot of women want to tame a jerk. A lot of guys want to tame a bitch. It's the same thing.
I'm just not mean. What do I do?
Well, there's a difference between being a jerk and a bitch and being mean. Those are different things. Mean
Okay.
is mean. Mean is
Okay.
worse than being a bitch.
Okay.
I just said I
Bitch is
was mean.
temporary. Jerk is temporary. Mean is fucking in there.
Yeah.
It's ingrained.
Okay. I'm gonna start being a little bitchier.
Yeah.
Like, what would happen if okay, so we're on a date and they're like, hey, okay, I'm the guy. Hey, what do you do for work? What do you think I do for work? Is that what you're gonna say? I know.
Okay, let's try
try
again.
that out.
Let's
Try
try
that
again.
out.
Let's try again. So what did you say you do for work again?
I don't know. What do you think I do for work?
Like if you were on a date with
That's
a girl.
not
who
even. That's
Honestly, we're way over time anyway.
that's fine. Hey, that's
What
a
do
good,
you What do you
these-
do for
Our
work?
light is out.
What do you think I do for work?
No, that's. I think
What do you-
the last one was better.
What do you think I do for work?
We'll keep these
What do you-
exercises going. You'll
what-
gotta get your outros.
You'll get one. We're gonna
All right,
sign off.
it's been-
You don't have to put the mic down yet.
We,
All right.
we sign off light or no light?
Did you guys want to say anything else about the episode? Any closing
I
remarks,
don't
or
know.
where
What do
people
you
can
think I
find
do
you?
for work? What?
Where people can find Sam? I was
Where
if
can
he
they
wants
find
to
you,
say.
Sam?
SamCastillo.co is my website with everything. Sam Castillo Comedy on all social media.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you to Becky, our producer, and to Sean, our intro and outro music. And yeah,
I love you,
I
Hannah.
love you. Bye.
Bye.